So welcome back to my channel. This video will be for the full moon in Gemini happening November 28th. And that period has passed because I'm posting this video way after, but this is a timeless video. So if you ever want to go back to the specific transit, that's what this video is for. So I'll be covering the themes of this new moon, or this full moon rather. I'll also be covering self-care, giving you guys writing prompts, and the human design transits that are happening in our conscious sun and conscious earth at this time, as well as my intuitive reflection on the energy of this transit. Let's jump into the themes of the full moon in Gemini. So I have turning a new leaf, because during this time, it's really about saying, okay, I see what's happening in the world. I see what's going on. I don't want to be a part of it, but I need to. So what can I do to better my situation, my life, and my environment? Here it's making us really think that some people are here to be more of themselves, to remind us why we want to be more of ourselves. And sometimes it's the differences in others that actually make us stand more in our identity and our truth. And we see that Gemini is a planet that's all about communication and how we communicate, how we show up in the world, what we want to comment on and things like that. And we can be having a belief system change here about how we want to communicate. And this can show up with how we communicate online. I feel like people are becoming more aware of the power of social media and their voice and what they choose to say, and being mindful of what they're watching. People are also choosing more realism because they're like, I want to find the truth. And we see that this is during Sagittarius season, as it's November 28th. So yeah, people are seeking and they're searching, and in that search, it's creating unique fractals of people finding others that are in like community and are like-minded, that want to search for that same truth. So the energy or the mantra that I have for this season is calm space. And that's why during this time, I feel like you saw a lot of people kind of looking for what is my community, or who can I be in community with that literally speak the same language I do. I feel like we share the same voice. I feel like at this time specifically, my TikTok algorithm was showing me things that were very, very in tune to my subconscious mind. And I'm like, how? It's my subconscious mind. I'm trying to understand it, right? So this energy is really making us reflect on what are we consuming, and also, is this something that I want to integrate into my life? Some energies are shadow, and our shadow can be very positive for us because it can help empower our ego, our identity, but can also operate in very negative and self-serving ways. So we have to decide what new leaf do we want to turn to bring out the best in us. There are some themes, and I'll be reading from my notes. It says differences, beliefs, choices, repetition, fascination, the womb, cycles, appearance, visualization, self, and seeking. Because again, our community and our communication, all of these are based on physical aspects of us, right? I know that I can be in community with almost anyone, right? But when I'm thinking of people that bring my nervous system down, that help me stay calm and just be in a place of peace, it is people that are usually like-minded and in alignment with my belief system in some way. So keeping this in mind, this is why the energy for this period was really very much about, being able to create anew with what you know. Let me read you guys the full moon in Gemini reading that I wrote. So it says, integrating your introvert self with the part of you that enjoys travel, socializing with others, and community will be a major theme at this time. Everything in life draws you back to yourself, and it's a reminder of who you are and who you are not. Learning what to identify with deeply and what to leave behind can help create an environment around you that reflects your happiest state of being. Choosing to be choosing to bring in a state of joy more regularly will have you shifting realities quicker than you may feel you can keep up with at the time. But that's the beauty of being on the leading edge of life. So sometimes we might feel like, why is life moving faster than I can hope for or expect? And it's because you've already turned a new leaf. You already are stepping into a new phase in your life. So you have to like literally learn to mourn and move past things to step into that new chapter, because that's literally all you can do. The wheel of life, as the I Ching, the Tao Te Ching talks about, is moving. So it's really about keeping it going. So here are some self-care prompts for this full moon in Gemini. Take an energetic cord cutting bath. When we are coming in community or coming into our soul's purpose, it's really important to leave behind the energies that no longer serve us and the space that we're moving into. So taking an energetic cord cutting bath, I mean, there's so many ways you can do it. Sometimes literally just cleansing your skin is a form of doing that. Just because like when you cleanse your skin, you're releasing the energy of the day. And just by doing so, you can kind of get back to your energy quicker and move more into the reality of what you want, instead of holding on to the energies of maybe the traffic in the day or the way that person spoke to you or whatever it is. Next is prayer, and I've been saying prayer because I just see that it helps a lot, and it's because you're really just setting an intention when you pray, intention for what you want. And that's why prayer, similar to journaling, works, because they're both doing the same thing of writing or speaking what you want into the world. Next is start a gratitude list, and this is writing, but this is writing from a space of being thankful. And Oprah talks about this and how she writes basically 5 things every morning that she's grateful for, and how over the years, just by having that practice, it has helped her a lot. And we see Oprah's life is very abundant, so it's definitely worked. Is make tea with the sun. I love drinking tea, but I think it's really important to work with the elements, and the sun is so powerful. So drinking tea with the sun, we're really helping to, bring light into our DNA. And my daughter is up, so I'm gonna feed her as I finish this video. So next is slow down. Sometimes we are forced to be busy and be active, and because of that, that's why it's even more important to slow down. I'm still struggling with this, so I can't really tell y'all much about slowing down. It's new for me. And it's still something I'm managing, as my life requires me to speed up in ways as well, as I'm trying to practice this way of slowing down. Next is listen to the new Blue Sun album. This album, I really love it. It's at 432 hertz sound frequency, which is the love frequency. Also, it's a frequency that is supposed to heal your DNA. So listening to music that helps with all the other things you are doing for yourself, I think is beneficial. And it also just sets the right mood, the right vibration. It goes along with affirming yourself and prayer and meditating and all these things. And then now quickly, I want to talk about a product that I've been using and I really, really love. And I did get the product gifted from the lobby, and it's called Fatty 15. And this brand is amazing. They make a fatty acid product, and it is great for your cognition. As a postpartum mom, I've been taking it. I have a 90-day supply. One bottle's 90 days. You take one a day. And I've so far taken, like, I would say over 60. And I notice a difference in my mood, my energy levels, and just my overall immunity. I just feel like my body, it still goes through a lot, but it handles it really well. So if you are into cellular healing, check out Fatty15, tell him I sent you. I would love some more because it was really, really good. And maybe I'll have a code. I definitely want to work with them again, so I might like have a code to share with you guys. Now let's talk about human design gate 34 and gate 20. And since I talked about how this energy in particular is so much about our beliefs and our differences with people, gate 34 is the gate of power and gate 20 is the gate of presence. So this is really learning how to maneuver in environments where we have power struggles or dynamics and needing to master them for the sake of our survival or for the sake of our self-fulfillment. So let's talk about human design gate 34, the gate of power or taming of the great. This gate is located in your sacral center, so this gate is connected to our physical strength and energy. So here's what I wrote. Majesty over force. The beauty of a truly powerful person is the ability to not react, or push forward when all the signs are saying to stop. The shadow frequency of force permeates the world as we are bogged down with negativity, news, egos of others, states of cynicism. So whenever we feel the need to force life or go in the direction we want it to, it's a sign we are not in alignment with our inner being or the ego. Learning to harmonize your identity with powerful actions of integrity, compassion, and honesty, you can be powerful and admired. The recognition. Power doesn't need to boast or brag, it just does the work. And that's why the city of this gate or this gene key is majesty, because when someone's majestic, like when you see a lion, tiger, majesty is often used, I feel like, for big cats. And it's because they are, proud animals. They are strong. They have a lot of strength. But they literally lay around for like most of the day. But then when they come out and they hunt. They come out and they run around with their crew. I'm just thinking of the Lion King. I'm like, what were they doing in the Lion King? They be doing that stuff. So yeah. Having power is knowing when to use your force. Even though a lion is really strong, it doesn't just run around all day. It actually rests for 22 hours out of the day and then uses those 2 hours very efficiently when it works. So now let's talk about human design gate 20, the gate of presence. So here's what I wrote for it. Being present with another human, making eye contact, and releasing the need to respond can be extremely healing for interpersonal relationships this month. Communicating from a place of deep awareness in the present moment can help salvage relationships that feel like they are coming undone. Doing without any thought has its place once the doing has begun with the right intention. Activity is true aliveness when it's rooted in intention. And I think this is really great as it transits with gate 34, because intention is really the heart of both of these gates, right? When we are actively busy and just moving around with no proper intention or focus, it's not really serving anyone, and it's definitely not serving you. But when we have strong intentions for our time and our energy, it can actually serve the whole much better, and it allows us to be more present with ourselves, because when you're being is actually when your mind is shut off, when you're in the habit of just doing the thing. So this is really about choosing presence and choosing intention. So now I want to talk about limerance, as this was a theme. And limerance is interesting because limerance is an energy of being obsessed or having an obsessive energy over someone, something. And you can become in limerance or be tied energetically to someone or something that isn't good for you because of this reactive energy. And it's interesting because this as gate 20 was transiting our conscious earth, that's when I came across a TikTok about it, which I will link below so you guys can watch it on another time, as this video is filled with tons of information. But limerance is, it can be a danger because it can really throw you off your direction. if you are obsessing over something that's not really what it is in front of you. And we see that the shadow frequency of gate 34 is force, or when someone is in a power dynamic with you that either makes you feel inferior and they're superior, or you are feeling superior and they're inferior to you. And I think this dynamic in itself can cause limerence, because it's showing that there is no mutual harmony in the love, the energy that's exchanged, and it can create a very distorted relationship. I went through a period of being limerent, and I had no idea that I was doing it in the past. And when I found out the word for it, I was actually embarrassed, because limerence almost kind of like, it's on the verge of infatuation, but it's deeper, because usually the other person is playing into this infatuation, which causes this really unhealthy power dynamic. And it really can be a breakdown of someone's worthiness, because it creates kind of like a narcissistic relationship where someone is taking advantage of someone's energy, time, love, affection, and using it and then disposing of the person. And when you're a limerent person, or you're very empathetic, which a lot of empaths, which are empathetic people, highly sensitive people, tend to fall victim to being limerent and having this energy, obsessive energy over, someone they admire, because they can easily fall into the trap of making a lot of excuses for someone. So I highly recommend looking more into gate 34 and gate 20, especially if you have any of these gates hanging in your chart, or if you form the channel, just so that you are aware of this energy and know how it can play out in your life. And also just be aware of people who may take advantage of someone who is very limerent and very empathetic, and like can fall into this trap of wanting someone else's affections, so it's a really good TikTok, so please watch it. Now let's talk about some self-care prompts. So the first self-care prompt is, where can I travel to for inspiration? So as this is happening in Sagittarius season, traveling and finding inspiration, because this is the full moon in Gemini. So we want to talk about like our ideas, and we want to get inspired, because ideas usually come from a place of inspiration when we allow our minds a moment of freedom and play. Is, how can I attune to my body's needs more easily? And I feel like for me, a part of learning that was having to slow down and be in flow and just kind of listen to myself. And that can be difficult, especially if you're overstimulated. But a big part of listening to yourself is being able to regulate your nervous system first. And there's so many ways you can do that, and supplements, and just things that you can do to help regulate your nervous system, so that then you can listen and attune to your body. In what ways can I see myself as lucky? In what ways can I see myself as lucky? And this goes back to taking time to, be in gratitude and journal, because when we do those things, it really helps us amplify those feelings and amplify on those feelings, like explore them. Okay, so I see that I have this, this, and this, or, I'm grateful for this, this, and this. How can I attract or call in more of that every day? Next is, what can I do to make myself feel better right now? Because all we have, as Gate 20 talks about, is the present moment and being able to contemplate. So if there's something that we need to find a solution for, what can we do in the present moment to bring us closer to that? And usually it's starting from a place of meditation. A lot of people who are highly successful talk about taking that moment first thing in the morning for themselves first, and choosing to actually go against the grain of being in grind culture and choosing slower moments. And in doing so, it actually helped them, build more strength, build more power, create more in the world because they were reserving their time and energy for what really mattered. And I also have another TikTok video here linked. Let's see if it'll open up. Yes. And this was a video about grief. Yes. So Brittany D. Spivey, I'm gonna link this TikTok with this video. She made a video on TikTok about grief and how it really sometimes comes from your energy not being with you. When you give so much of your energy and time away, that's really why you're feeling depleted and why you feel grief. Again, check the video out so you can see a little more. It's a deeper reflection than that, and you might resonate with other points in the video, but it was just a really good thought. So I'm gonna leave this video here. If you like this video, please feel free to subscribe. If you are interested in learning more about yourself and what makes you unique in the world, check out my website, withlovecole.com. I have human design readings and other offerings that really help you align with your energy, understand yourself better, and also provide a level of esoteric and spiritual wisdom along with your human design knowledge. So I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. And of course, check out my apothecary.